The recent violent volcanic eruption in Tonga is one of the strongest ever recorded, according to a new study, and future eruptions could be possible in the area. The underwater volcano erupted with a deafening explosion on January 15th, triggering deadly tsunamis, covering islands in ash, and knocking out communications for Tonga's 105,000 people. The blast was even visible from space, with images of the massive ash plume going viral over the following days. The event was captured in astonishing detail by satellites, including the NOAA Goes West satellite. Around the time of the initial eruption, a cloud measuring 38 kilometers or 24 miles wide is thrust into the atmosphere. According to early data, the blast from the Hunga Ha'apai volcano on January 15, 2022 measured at a volcanic explosivity index of 5, with a bottom range of 4. But what really is this index in question? Well, the Volcanic Explosivity Index, or VEI, is a classification system developed in the 1980s that's similar to the earthquake magnitude scale. The scale runs from 1 to 8, with each subsequent VEI being 10 times bigger than the previous one. So taking that into consideration brings you the top 10 of the most devastating volcanic eruptions in human history. Number 10. Krakatoa Eruption, Sunda Strait, 1883, Indonesia, VEI 6. An eruption, possibly the most well-known after Vesuvius, was the August 27th annihilation of Krakatoa. When Indonesia's Mount Krakatoa erupted, it was the loudest volcanic eruption ever recorded. It was also the loudest sound in known history. The explosion was so powerful that it created a devastating tsunami whose maximum wave heights reached 140 feet or 40 meters and killed about 34,000 people. Furthermore, tidal gauges more than 7,000 miles away on the Arabian Peninsula even registered the increase in wave heights. The eruption rocketed plumes of ash into the atmosphere, which turned skies red across the globe. In New York, firefighters were called to extinguish blazes that couldn't be found. Number 9. Pinatubo Eruption, Philippines, 1991, VEI 6. The Mount Pinatubo eruption was the second largest volcano eruption of the 20th century. On the 15th of June, the volcano erupted, creating an ash cloud that rose 35 kilometers into the air. The eruption created massive avalanches of pyroclastic flows and injected nearly 20 million tons of SO2 into the stratosphere, causing global temperatures to plummet. While only 722 people were killed, the eruption left more than 200,000 people homeless. The eruption cost upwards of $200 million, but fortunately, scientific forecasts were able to warn residents who were evacuated, saving thousands of lives in the process. Number 8. Novarupta Eruption, VEI 6, Alaska, 1912. Volcanic eruptions can be measured in terms of consequences or simply in terms of sheer output. In the case of the latter, the Novarupta or Katmai eruption that began June 6, 1912 was a monumental event. Over 13 cubic kilometers of lava was released over the course of 60 hours, or the equivalent of 573.2 million tons every hour. The eruption of Novarupta was one of a chain of volcanoes on the Alaska Peninsula. Part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, was the largest volcanic blast of the 20th century. The incident even prompted an atmospheric haze that was said to have reduced summer temperatures. Number 7. HUAYNAPUTINA Peru, 1600, VEI 6. 5 years after Pompeii and Herculaneum were finally excavated from the 79 AD eruption, a massive blast shook the Height Plateau area in southern Peru. This peak was the site of South America's largest volcanic eruption in recorded history. The explosion sent mud flows as far as the Pacific Ocean, 75 miles away, and appears to have affected the global climate, even creating a little ice age. After all, the summers following the 1600 eruption were some of the coldest in 500 years. Number 6. Ambrym Island, Republic of Vanuatu, 50 AD, VEI 6+. The southwestern portion of the Pacific Ocean is littered with tiny islands, a sort of nature's obstacle course that was created from centuries of volcanic activity along the Ring of Fire. And one interruption that stands out among the others occurred around the same time as Mount Vesuvius's historical unleashing. The massive explosion of Ambrym's Island's volcano created a caldera almost 7.5 miles wide, sending ash and debris thousands of miles away. Number 5. Llopango, El Salvador, 450 AD, VEI 6+. Although this mountain in central El Salvador, just a few miles east of the capital city of San Salvador, has only 2 documented eruptions, the first was nasty. The violent eruption wiped out entire cities and even altered the Mayan civilization's location, moving from San Salvador to Guatemala. Today, the caldera that formed from the giant blast is El Salvador's Lake Llopango. The eruption is estimated to have killed up to 100,000 people and displaced more than 400,000. It's thought to be the cause of the global cooling of AD 535 to 536, which led to crop failures from Rome to China. Number 4. Changbaishan Volcano, China, 1000 AD, VEI 7. Also known as the Baitushan volcano, this eruption was one of the most powerful ever, sending ash and debris as far away as Japan, some 750 miles from the epicenter. The blast created a caldera nearly 3 miles wide and a half-mile deep, which today holds Lake Tianchi, or Sky Lake, a popular tourist attraction, with visitors flocking to see the beauty created out of the chaos. Located on the border of China and North Korea, the mountain last erupted in 1702, and geologists consider it to be dormant. Number 3. Mount Tambora, Sumbawa Island, Indonesia, 1815, VEI 7. On the 10th of April, 1815, Tambora produced the largest eruption known on the planet during the past 10,000 years, ranking a 7 or super colossal on the Volcanic Explosivity Index, the second highest rating in the index. The volcano, which is still active, is one of the tallest peaks in the Indonesian archipelago. The eruption reached its peak in April 15th when it exploded so loudly that it was heard on Sumatra Island, more than 1,200 miles or 1,930 kilometers away. The death toll from the eruption was estimated at 71,000 people, and the clouds of heavy ash descended on many faraway islands. While the death toll of people living on Sumbawa and surrounding coastal areas was high enough, even more fatalities can be attributed to the indirect effect of global climate deterioration after the eruption. These changes turned 1816 into a year without summer for much of Europe, causing widespread famine. Number 2. Yellowstone Caldera, 639,000 years ago, United States, VEI 8. Beneath the grounds of Yellowstone National Park lurks a supervolcano, one that's believed to have erupted substantially at least 3 times in recorded human history: 2.1 million years ago, 1.3 million years ago, and about 640,000 years ago. The last left a depression in the ground 34 miles by 50 miles in size. Today, the magma underneath Yellowstone is 5 miles deep, prompting some to speculate that if it ever erupted, and there is a non-zero chance of that happening, it could bury the Rockies in ash, thanks to its potential for unleashing a super eruption. Honorable mentions: Santa Maria, Guatemala, 25th of October, 1902, VEI 6. Mount Vesuvius, Italy, 79 AD, VEI 5. Mount St. Helens, Washington, VEI 5. And now the number 1. Lake Toba Caldera, 74,000 years ago, Indonesia, VEI 8. Lake Toba is a large caldera remnant of a supervolcano within the Toba Caldera Complex of North Sumatra. The complex comprises of 4 overlapping volcanic craters that adjoin the Sumatran volcanic front. Covering an area of 100 by 30 kilometers, it is the world's largest quaternary caldera and the 4th and youngest caldera. This last major eruption occurred around 75,900 years ago and held an estimated VEI of 8, making it the largest known explosive volcanic eruption within the last 25 million years. An estimated 2,800 kilometers cubed of dense rock, equivalent pyroclastic material, known as the youngest Toba tuff, was released. Following the eruption, a resurgent dome formed within the new caldera that filled with water to create Lake Toba. And with that, it's a wrap for this video. Hope you enjoyed it thoroughly. Thanks for watching. Now, if you want to keep watching more videos like these, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and smash that bell icon too while you're at it. You're watching Factaholic, and this is your host, Scott Leffler, signing off for now. Peace.